And there's that. And this.
Shout out to the chat. Shout out to the 36 watching us on YouTube. Shout out to the 180 on X. At least that's what it says. All right. Appreciate you guys for rocking out with us, man.
Stay out here. All
All
right, it is up.
Ramon says at least I'm hopefully getting a Gravity Rush 2 remake. I thought that they were remaking one, and it's coming out and they're both. I don't know. I heard that maybe they're both coming out on PC. There's a lot of PlayStation. Since we talk about PlayStation, there's a lot of PlayStation games coming to PC this year.
Oh yeah, the
Gravity
the whole
Rush.
slate, the whole slate is being realized.
Until Dawn, Ghost of Tsushima came out today, which I played and enjoyed. Had a good time with it.
Nice.
Had a good time with it. Let me go ahead and play it right here. There we go. And let's. So, can you put the link in the chat, and then
I sure can.
We'll get on with that.
Copy. Whole slate, baby. There it is. There it is.
All right, so you guys know the drill at this point. We're going to switch over to the DPS channel. If you want to manually do that, or if you're watching the replay, Forte's put the link in the chat for you to go ahead and switch over to that. If not, you can just wait for me to do it when I hit this redirect right now.
Right now.
And we're all set. So, DPS channel, here we are. Last topic of the night. Many changes happening at PlayStation.
You gotta read the title of the video first, and then go into your monologue.
What's the title of the video? What is the
title?
It's two CEOs greater than one. What are you doing? That is crazy.
Now you may go into your monologue.
All right, so we got some financial information coming out from PlayStation over the past week since the last show. They have finally made their choice on CEO or CEOs, if you want to call it that, as the replacement for Jim Ryan, who is now retired. Herman Hulst, who was the studio head of PlayStation Studios, is now the CEO of Studios, and Hideki Nishino will now be the CEO of Platform. So they have separated the duties that Jim Ryan had between the software, the games, and the platform, the hardware, the PlayStation, between two individuals. And over the two of those individuals will still be. Damn it! Now I can't remember this guy's name. The guy that's been the interim the whole time. This whole time, someone's going to tell me his name.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, well, someone would hit me to what his name is. But he's kind of, I would say, Hiroki. Thank you, MJ Dark. Hiroki Tsutoki is still in charge in a way, which I guess that is also to make sure that some of the spending that was going on at PlayStation Studios isn't getting out of control yet again. But in a way, if you want to take this as Hiroki became the permanent CEO because he's still in charge of Herman and Nishino, then yeah, you could look at it like that. There are some people that find this split to be problematic. I don't really have a problem with it, especially if you're increasing your size of studios and you want someone that's going to be more focused on that and not have to worry about hardware, the platform, R&D, development of the next PlayStation, all those other things. They can just focus solely on the games. Okay. And you got someone else that can focus just solely on the hardware. I'm fine with that. What do you think about it, Forte?
I mean, listen, a lot of people probably wish Xbox did something like this because guess what? The fact that, it's basically to keep the people that are the bean counters and the people that care and know about the entertainment side of, PlayStation to know what's good for both sides of it. Because like, a lot of us will argue the fact when it came to Xbox that you have people making decisions, creative decisions that have nothing to do or really know anything what like no one really knows what the overall ability for Tango Gameworks in Japan that gives you a foothold into that market. But when you look at Microsoft and you look at like people like, Satya Nadella and Amy Hood, they just look at it like this is a studio in a territory that we've been struggling in for years and haven't really made that much headway, even though the numbers have gone up. It hasn't gone up enough to the point where we feel like we need to, invest in that area or into this studio long term. So now they're making decisions that the gamers are like, yo, but yeah, but their overall impact is more than just the fact that the games that they bring out. It actually gives Xbox a place inside of the Japanese marketplace. PlayStation ain't trying to go in that direction. They're trying to make sure that, the people making decisions around gaming are making the decisions around gaming, and the people making decisions around everything else at Sony are making those decisions. So I am actually happy that that's happening. Um, I'm happy that Herman Holtz is getting another chance to prove himself once again in another position. The thing that's kind of crazy is PlayStation has had one of its most successful generations in like the past couple of years, but it's been on the back of least amount of first party games that they've ever released in the last few years and stuff. So it's real interesting when you kind of see the dynamic around that. And ultimately it really just comes back to the fact that PlayStation with their financials and stuff and how that kind of turned out. They missed they down forecast last year from 25 to 21 million, and they even missed that number. I think they just hit like 20.5. So they weren't that far off, 500,000 so systems or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't even hit those projections and stuff. And then, so in general,
yeah, let me get so they initially had projected 25 million consoles sold, and then they had to downgrade their forecast. And then so they downgraded to a target of 21 million, and they didn't quite hit that either. They hit 20.8 million, which is
20.8 million, which is close.
That's I mean, that's a lot of damn consoles. So
that's a lot of. Can you imagine a year, a quarter where PlayStation sells?
That actually is an improvement on the 19.1 million sold in the previous year. So
it is.
Yeah.
But I think we're also at a point where PlayStation is pretty saturated until Grand Theft Auto comes out and makes everybody get off PlayStation 5, 4s, and Xbox Ones.
And that's what it really is that coming down to, is that they got a lot of people that's still on the PlayStation 4. And if anything, you could say, and I think a lot of like honest PlayStation gamers will agree to this. They haven't provided enough of a reason to get people to move off of it. They had a very extended period where a lot of those games were cross-gen. They've been releasing a lot of remasters with Naughty Dog and and other games, and it's just like your first party PS5 only games have not been enough to get people to come off of the PS4. And like, if you don't agree with me, that's fine, but look at the numbers. Look at like I think there was Matt Piscatella of Circana, and I think even Steven Titello had both was talking about the split of where people are. I'm trying to find the actual tweet so I don't kind of speak out of context about that, but darn it, I can't find it. But like, they basically were talking about how half of the PSN active users are still on PlayStation 4, And so like I think their active users is somewhere like 120 million active users, I think. But like there's like only 59 that's on, or somewhere in the 50s that's on PlayStation 5, and PlayStation 5 has shipped about 59 million units. And so when half of your community is still over there, then yeah, like that's what you want. You want to get them off of that and onto your new platform,
Right.
especially when now you're in the second half of that platform's life cycle. Like you definitely want to make sure that like you provide that. Now, I agree with you. When GTA 6 comes out,
It's over. It's gonna be
that's going to do it.
it's gonna
Yeah,
do it.
because that's the game. Because that game's not going to be on last gen, and that's the game that's definitely going to get people to be looking for a new platform to play. And if you already have a digital library that's already in line with like all the games that you own, and it's in the PlayStation ecosystem, you're just gonna get yourself a PlayStation 5. Now, you don't want to. I think PlayStation Studios doesn't want to rely on a third party publisher and third party games in order to get people to come, to get back into what like the new hardware is. But that's something they got to work on, and I think that's part of the reason why they had initially commissioned 12 live service games, because when the most played games on your platform is Call of Duty, which is your competitor's game, Fortnite, Minecraft, now Roblox, which is not your thing, but it just showed up over there. When these are the most played games on your platform, they're not your games. And so you can't really can manipulate or control how your community moves when they're not really there for your games overall. And not talking the hardcore community, I'm talking, casual gamers, the majority of people that buy the console. And so that's something that I think they definitely want to work on in the future. Helldivers 2 has reached 12 million sales across PlayStation 5 and PC in the first 12 weeks of launch. Of course, the majority of those are in PC. Whether people choose to believe that or not, it's not up to me. I don't care. But and Sony also expects weaker sales of the PS5 going into the new fiscal year ending in March 2025. I think they targeted at 18 million units sold, which it could reach that, it could not, depending on how things play out for the rest of the year. Also, from what I understand, the PS5 Pro is not in production yet.
Yeah,
There
which
are
is
still
crazy.
some. There's still some that feel like I think they could, because I remember back the Xbox Series X didn't get into production until like August or July, something like that. And I think the PlayStation 5 started production at launch in 2020, like somewhere in the summer as well. So that's not surprising to me. I
Right.
just, there's some people who feel like that is an indication that they're going to cancel it. They've never officially acknowledged that it exists, but
I
with all
mean,
the leaks that have been out, I think they definitely want that PS5 to come out. More than just having the hardware out there, but it's just like they got their own upscaler that they worked on. They're not going to put that on, at least in my opinion, they're not putting down a regular PS5. That's going to be something that is used exclusively for PS5 Pro. And that would be the entice people. Hey, you want that extra performance? Well, here is an option that you can have that's still cheaper than building or buying your own PC to get that extra performance. And even though the CPU isn't going to provide enough uplift where certain games like Alan Wake 2 will play at 60 FPS, and more than likely not, GTA 6 probably won't either, depending on if that game is very CPU intensive. But you're going to get a performance uplift with that upscaler, because clearly FSR couldn't get it done, and they had to make their own upscaler because AMD sucks at making upscalers. I just had to throw that out there for a few people.
yeah, I hear you.
But all that said, what are your thoughts overall about 'cause I want to talk about Hellblade 2 real quick, and then
Hmm.
their targets for next year before I begin into another thing that I feel like needs to be definitely addressed with PlayStation. But go ahead. What are your thoughts on those two?
Yeah, so we're talking about just the which part, because we talked about a lot. Which part you
Hellblade
talking
2.
about?
Hellblade 2 sales, 12 million sales.
Oh, Hellblade 2.
12
Hmm.
weeks. A million sales on average, a million sales per week.
Hmm.
That's
What?
more than Days
That
Gone in Lifetime. That's more than
that's more than Ninja Theory has ever sold as a game.
yeah, that's more than the majority of the PlayStation catalog.
That's more than Starfield sold at well, you said 12 weeks.
Period.
Yeah,
That's more than
period.
Starfield sold.
So
Period.
period. Yeah, period. Right.
12 weeks.
I mean, I'm in order for wow. So in order for it to do something like that, I'm thinking of a game like Cyberpunk that sold 16 million after refunds, and that was after like the first
Month or so.
like the first
Yeah.
month, so 4 months in. So we're talking about selling at a clip like, well, not a clip like that, probably a little bit slower, and that was even still insane. The fact that they still sold 16 million copies of a game that got refunded on the back end. So just
Right,
let you know
right.
how much it really did sell after the fact. But oh man, it just keep. But this is the thing. So where's the sales coming from? PC?
2/3 of the well, it was 2/3 at one point. I think right now it's like 60-40 PC.
Oh
It's
my
not
god!
it's not half. It's not even. It's
It's,
definitely more on P. Like every person that is someone that has these this kind of data, these metrics has said that is selling more on PC than it
yeah,
was on
it's
PlayStation
well,
5.
yeah. So yeah, so it's gonna sell. So Hellblade. Wow. Okay, so when does Hellblade? You know, it comes out when next week?
Hellblade comes out on the
Oh, the
21st, I think.
21st or yeah, 21st. So yeah,
Yeah.
literally next week. So can it happen? No. It's no way that's gonna happen. It's too many, it's stacked against too much, man. It's like PC will give it maybe Steam if it's good, really good, and I think it's gonna be good, Steam will give it 4 million tops. 4 to 5 million tops. Game Pass is going to cannibalize the rest of it. And what Xbox sales are maybe 5% to 10% sales on Xbox? So you're
Oh,
thinking about
what on Xbox? What are you talking about?
you said Hellblade.
I said Hellblade?
Yeah, you did.
I'm talking about Helldivers 2.
No, you said Hellblade a couple of times.
Okay.
Okay, so that's
Okay.
why I kept saying. That's why I kept saying, "What are you talking about? Hellblade is never going to sell 12 million copies."
No, it's
Okay,
not.
yeah, I was like, it's never going to sell it. It's not even going to come close to it. Okay, Helldivers. That's what I thought you was trying to say because Helldivers. I saw the article for being at 12 million. Dude, it would have probably been more if they didn't step on a rake halfway through. So,
Yeah, I definitely think sales got stunted with
yeah.
with the whole controversy with
On top of refunds. You had refunds that happened too. So I wouldn't be surprised
yeah.
if that thing actually really did somewhere around 13.5, close to 14 million. But guess what? That's what Sony wanted though. Sony they wanted a live service game that has some staying power. I'm glad they reversed everything because they almost lost it. I mean, I think the game would have still been good. I think the game would have still had a really good player base and dedicated gamers and fans to it because guess what? Gamers have short memories. If they like something, they're gonna go back and play it for the most part. But especially on the PlayStation platform, I don't know what the PC side would look like because they're the ones that's supporting the game the most on PC. So the biggest thing that I look at on this is not only does this embolden the fact that PC gamers they really do want that PlayStation experience. This game just happens to be one that kind of fits more on the PC narrative when it comes to like, games as a service and stuff that are really prevalent on that system. But it also just shows the narrative. Like if you put that game out, day and date, not saying that they're going to go day and date anytime soon on any of their other games, but it does show a template
Well,
and a
we
blueprint.
know that all the live service games are going to be day and date. So
all of those are going to be like that. So this just opens up a conversation around what's the next game that they're going to do that with. Like, is Concord going to be the next one? Most likely, if it's coming to PC, because they haven't announced PC or anything for that game yet. Fair Games, I think that's announced for PC, is it, or is it just only monitored
again, everything live service is day and date on PC. So
no, I'm saying it's just that those games are coming. Are they coming to PC?
Well, yeah, because they day and date on PC. What you talking about? Me being confused?
No.
I just said that they were repeating myself.
No. I'm saying they actually announced that those games are on PC. I don't remember seeing the marketing for it if it said PC.
Well, the games are live service games, and Herman Holt said that all live service games will be day and date on PC. So they didn't really have to say it. But
Okay,
although,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
When they do finally do a showcase, which is not, hey, look, let me just say, I'm sorry, Twitter. I'm sorry. I played a joke. I played a joke on people today.
Yeah, you did.
And the joke was, I quote retweeted the
he said I asked and I received.
Yeah, because I was saying that my lunchtime was slow mo, that I was like, yo, this is what I want to discuss with you. Where is this PlayStation showcase at?
I saw that you said that in the state of play, and then all of a sudden they announced it, and then you put up the rock emote, the rock meme. It was a good meme too. I liked it.
Yeah, and some people fell for it, and some others, had some choice words for me, and it was all in good fun. My bad, but so Concord is supposed to come out this year, and they even reiterated that in their financial earnings call, saying that Concord is set to release this year. But we haven't seen an actual second of actual gameplay of Concord. So like, we're halfway through the year, bro. Hello? What are we doing here? Can you show the game, please? Like, can you at least let us know? I don't know. Is it a first person perspective game? Is it third person perspective? What is it? A shooter? What is it? All it knows is a spaceship with a sandwich. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Hold up, bro. I just realized you just got me.
What are you talking about?
You just got me with this. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Hold up. You see the name? So the title of this video is State of Play. And I just realized you got me. You got me. I just noticed it. I'm looking at the thing and I was like, wait a minute. That says May 24th, 2023. You got me. I was like, okay, why are y'all? I'm sitting there like, why is everybody so butthurt about it? And then everybody was like, why you do that like it's like that slow mo? I'm like, what's going on? Let me go really look at this tweet and see what's wrong. And I see 2023. No wonder they mad at you.
Are you gonna fix the title, man?
I am about to fix the title. This is definitely fixing the title because I literally put in the title PlayStation State of Play. That's why we got State of Play gameplay running.
And
you got me.
Shout out to Gregor because he said you took 2 L's because not only was it not real, but it was a showcase and not State of Play that you put State of Play in there.
Oh my God, you got me, Slow. You got me. You got me. So that's a good. Listen. Anybody that saw that and didn't laugh when they saw it, you are not human. That was a good one. You got me on that one.
It's all in good fun. It's all in good fun. I did get a DM that was kind of like, hey, dude, I was really mad when I realized that wasn't real. I was like, my bad.
What made you do that? Just because that's your trolling nature. I get it.
The thing is, I wasn't the first person to do it. Someone had retweeted it, and I was like, when I saw it initially, I was like, oh, snap, finally, I asked for this. And then I said, wait a minute, that looks real familiar. Almost seems like this is a copy paste of the same tweet they sent. And then I said, oh, I saw the date, and I was like, 2023. Funny. And then I just said, let's just have some fun this morning. And so I sent out a tweet and just said, I asked and I received. And for anyone who had watched my lunchtime with slow-mo, know I was asking for a PlayStation Showcase.
Yeah,
Like, where
you
is
were.
that? And then I put the Rock Me gif, which should be like an indication, hey, this is a joke. Because it's like the Rock having a serious face and he starts smiling. And it's just like, I think some people got it. And then and you can clearly see the date in the quote retweet. So it says
You see,
5/17/2023.
you see, Jeff Grubb said he was glad he was driving because he said he would have retweeted it if he wasn't.
I almost,
you would have got Jeff Grubb too.
That would have been the ultimate success. If I would have got Jeff Grubb to retweet that and say, "Oh, I can't wait for this showcase," that would have been like, yes, made my day.
Shout out to Jeff Grubb, man. Appreciate you for coming through, bro. That's a good. I'm so mad at myself, dog, for not seeing that. Nah, I'm so mad at myself.
I didn't even look at I just looked at the first half of the time. I didn't even look at the second half of the time to realize that you would put that, because I probably been like, why did you do this? Like, 'cause I even sent it to you in the DM. I was like, yo, this is a joke. So put it in the DM, which you clearly didn't read. This is a joke.
I didn't read it, bro.
Oh gosh. Okay, look. So
only on DPS podcast you get crap like this.
back on topic. Back on topic. So look, can we have an honest discussion here? Jokes aside,
yes, we can.
That joke shouldn't be so easily tricking people. Because you should have a showcase. Yeah, where's your showcase, man? Like, look, and I want a showcase, not a state of play, because the state of play is usually focused on like third-party games that's coming soon. Maybe like some second-party partnered stuff like Stellar Blade, Rise of Ronin, that kind of stuff. No, what are you cooking? What are you working on? I want a roadmap. The same way that like we talk about Xbox having a roadmap, like Xbox is about to have a showcase in a month. It's going to have a roadmap of games. Whether they stay on Xbox or not is a whole different story. But this is first party content that they're working on, and that is good to see. As a gamer, I'm happy to see that stuff because I like to play games. Nintendo is doing a showcase. They already stepped out there and they said, you ain't seeing Switch 2 here, okay? They set expectations well in advance. We're going to do a showcase next month, right around the time of E3, but not necessarily E3. And they're going to talk about the content that's coming and whatnot that that you may see, but not necessarily their stuff or their partner stuff, because they're waiting for some of that stuff to come. Like waiting for the Switch 2 to drop that stuff. I get it. Yo, Herman, bro, I need you to start showing some stuff, man. Because like the last showcase was a disappointment. A lot of people didn't quite care for what they had. They showed their partner stuff, but as far as first party goes, they showed, well, even Helldivers isn't first party, but it's no one cares. It's really wildly successful, very good game. But they published it, so they get the credit for that. But then we have Concord, another live service game. We don't know anything about it. Then we have Fair Games from with Jade Raymond and her studio that they just acquired. We don't know. That's supposed to come out this, soon. Don't know anything about it. And now I kind of feel like it may still make it in the fiscal year, but not necessarily this calendar year, because they said Concord would still come out this year, but they didn't say Fair Games. And we already knew that Marathon got delayed out of this current coming fiscal year. So Marathon's probably like summer next year. But these are all live service games from studios that either they don't own or they just acquired. And what's Naughty Dog cooking? What's Sony Santa Monica cooking with? Where is the next game from Sucker Punch? What's happening? We've heard rumors of like a Lego Star Wars.
Man, they cook it up.
Sorry, Lego Horizon game, which I don't know. Maybe that'll give Aloy a personality transplant. Who knows?
Oh, come
But
on, man.
I,
Not
I
like
just I
that.
had to say it. She's boring. But
And
look,
then
no, I mean,
Sony over there cooking low and slow on over
exactly.
Applewood.
They got the crock pot going. I mean,
I
just
know they cooking. They
it'll be ready tonight, and it's like 10 in the morning, bro. Where you at? So Forte, let's have this honest discussion here. How do you feel about this?
Oh man, if I was a PlayStation only gamer, well, see, okay, this is the biggest thing. As soon as they came out and talked, as soon as he came out and said that don't expect anything from our tentpole franchises for the rest of 2024, and I
But that's
hear,
releasing. That's
yeah,
releases though.
that's what I say,
And I
releases.
understood that. They're like, yeah, you're not going to have Ghost of Tsushima 2 coming out this year. I get it. Like, you're not getting The Last of Us Part 3 this year. Like, I get that. But like, that's getting a roadmap. This is what showcases
But
are
I
important
also,
because they show you what's coming on the horizon,
but
like
I
the next 2 or
also
3
thought,
years.
but see, this is the thing though. When you say something like the fact that you say that don't expect these games in releasing, I also think part of that is around setting up the expectations that you're probably not going to hear anything about those games, anything about any of that this year. I think those games are, I think those games are mothballed until next year. Like they don't even want to start the conversation about that stuff until next year. And I think it's also just due to the fact that PlayStation is kind of resting on their morals. They feel like our system is still selling. Yeah, we're not selling at the number that we wish we were selling at, but we're not missing the number by drastic amounts and something like that. And plus, we
Mhm.
know once we get games like Grand Theft Auto and Madden and stuff, and NBA decide to just stop, playing around and being last generation and just go ahead and just pull the ripcord and become next gen only, we're gonna see even more massive gains when it comes to the console side of it. So I think they're just trying to weather this storm and
Mhm.
save as much as they can because, like you said, their competitor owns 7 of the top 25 games that are on their platform.
But
You,
look, okay, look, just follow me for a moment, okay?
yeah, go ahead.
Let's say you come out with a showcase,
Yes.
and in your showcase, you show here's the next game from Sony Santa Monica, and this is just I'm not saying this is real, but
No,
like
yeah, yeah, I hear
let's
you.
say it's a brand new IP and it's like a sci-fi game, a sci-fi action adventure game,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe it's in the vein of like what Ninja Theory did with Hellblade 2, where it's not actual in-game assets, but it's representative of how the game's going to look when it finally comes out. But it does what people wanted from that game. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like it actually got people excited
Mm-hmm.
and people couldn't wait. And that kind of excitement can drive people to upgrade from a PS4 to a PS5 in anticipation of what's coming. Like when you saw, for
I
example,
agree.
that teaser trailer they had for God of War Ragnarok was less than a minute long.
Mm-hmm.
And that was enough to get you to buy a PS5, right?
Yeah, because I knew it was coming. Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about. You gotta do things to get people excited in the ecosystem. I remember back when E3, what was it, 2016?
Yeah, might have been.
2015 or 2016. They had a E3 showcase where they had the teaser trailer for Final Fantasy VII Remake. And the pop and the people and the excitement, and that it was only on PlayStation, drove people to go get PlayStations in anticipation of that. And so I think like that's important to make sure people understand that like look, this is what's on the horizon. And it's only on PS5. So get off your PS4, or maybe, hey, look, maybe you want to pick one up as a secondary platform. Especially if like they're still not going to go do date and date on PC anytime soon. It generates excitement. And this is something that I think like Sean Layden and Shuhei understood. Like I don't quite know if Herman Hulst gets it. I don't think Jim Ryan ever understood that or got that. But I think they're making a big mistake. Like I don't think you should be skipping a year. Remember, it was like a year and a half between showcases
I
before,
remember.
and the last one stunk. So like there were so many people who were like, "Oh, look, there's another one coming later this year. There's a secret showcase coming later this year."
And it
This is
never
how,
came.
and it never came. And this is like the reason why people felt like that is because it was like, I can't believe this is the showcase they gave us. People wanted more, and so I think they need to do that. They like whether it's like light gameplay or just letting us know what these talented studios are working on is important. And
I don't disagree with
it's
that.
and it's not like they ain't got studios. I mean, they ain't got as many studios as Microsoft Gaming does, but they got studios. So
Some people say they arguably got better studios.
I would say so. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I would say so. Yeah,
Their top end is a little. I mean, Microsoft got more, but Sony's top end is a little better.
yeah. There's a dip that like the close Pixel Opus, but like I think what's the one that make Dreams?
Media Molecule.
Yeah, Media Market. Like they got studios like that like people don't really check for.
Yeah.
But like, and I think I'm not gonna say Gorilla's overrated. I think they're like the Decima engine is beautiful, one of the best game engines
Gorilla's
that's
not
out there.
overrated.
I think
Aloy's overrated.
I think they name a Gorilla game with great writing, a great story,
Doesn't exist.
great characters. They name a Gorilla game with characters that people remember.
Doesn't exist. But guess what? Killzone was a great game.
I wouldn't call it great.
It was great.
Okay.
I don't know about Shadowfall, but Killzone 1, 2, and 3, those things were epic. I loved them.
Right. I think Sucker Punch, Naughty Dog, Sony Santa Monica, Insomniac, those that's their cream of the crop. And you want people to be aware of what's happening with those studios and what they got cooking next, because they really kind of make PlayStation Studios unique and how as a platform and a publisher they operate. And so where the games at, man? I guess look, shoot, freaking Concord. I play live service games all the time. Show me Concord, I'll play it on PC. But I'll play it.
They can show you more Death Stranding too.
Yeah, I ain't trying to see that. Just give it a buck for you. They can keep Death Stranding too. I know. Look, I know they won't just keep Death Stranding too. That's probably like the next time they do a showcase, more than likely, or state of play. Is that supposed to come out this year? Is that supposed to come out this year?
I think so. Or early next year. I mean,
well, everyone loves Kojima.
The trailer's playing right now, so I guess at the end of this trailer, you'll know.
The game, Death Stranding 2 it's a lot of people are going to get into it and pretend like they understand what's going on. Everyone loves Kojima.
I'll still never get over that dial looking like he's running at 10 frames per second because it was stop motion.
Yeah. That's so amazing, so innovative. I'm like, okay. Okay.
It is what it is on that.
Yeah.
No, I don't disagree with you. I just think at a certain point, PlayStation is looking like. I mean, first of all, they're doing us bold out here because that's what we all want to know what's next for them. Especially since we know that they're putting, especially when it comes to these live service games, because they're putting them on PC day and date. So even PC gamers and stuff are really looking forward to what they're doing when it comes to these releases coming up. So I'm very highly interested, not only as a PlayStation fan, but as a PC fan that get a chance to play these games too. On top of like what other games are we remastering? What other games are in the pipeline that we can be looking forward to seeing in the near future. I just think it also comes back to the point where when you look at it, PlayStation knows that they're selling systems and they know that they they got bigger games that's not even being made by them that's going to push that number forward. If you think about ever since they had Spider-Man last year was their
Mhm.
only title, and in a year
And
that
they'll have Venom next year. They'll have Venom next year.
in a year that Spider-Man was the biggest title they came out with, and then they had Helldivers at the end of it. So one big title and one hit that just happened to hit really good for them. They still sold 20.8 million consoles. So it's like, to them, there's like, okay, what's the excitement level going to be like when we finally do showcase something and show it? So it seems like they're kind of playing chicken with everybody. Death Stranding's in 2025 if you didn't see it. But
2025. So they got next year they got Death Stranding. So next year they'll have likely Fair Games.
They'll have a
Marathon, even though Marathon's a multi-platform full release everywhere game, but Marathon is a first party game. So Fair Games, Marathon, Death Stranding 2 is going to be timed exclusive. They really should put that on PC at the same time, but whatever, right?
They should.
So
They should.
and then Venom. So that's 4 games next year. So the 2025 looks like, but the thing is that like this is information like we gotta remember. That was a hack of Insomniac. We weren't supposed to know Venom existed. We weren't supposed to
know about Venom and all the X-Men games through 2030. Yeah, we weren't supposed to know about all that.
Yeah, so that was not on purpose. So we really shouldn't know that Venom exists. Death Stranding 2, okay. But we know that's going to look like that. Like the way they showed the game is exactly how it's going to look.
Oh, Death Stranding? Oh, yeah, that game's going to look just like that. Legit, just like that.
But we've not seen anything from Marathon. We haven't seen anything from Fair Games. We don't know what those games look like. Like you need a showcase to show at this point for games that are coming out within the next year. You should be having a showcase to show us actual gameplay and not just a CG trailer with what we may assume could be the way the game's supposed to play. Like that Fair Games trailer, I don't know if that's going to be like third person perspective, first, but like what? Like, I mean, is it Payday or is it a extraction shooter? Like, what is it?
Is it Payday?
We got a nice looking sandwich in the spaceship for Concord in a 45-second trailer. Is it first person? Is it third person? Is it a shooter? What is it? Like you gotta do these things. And I know they'll have a state of play for Concord, that gets deep into it before then. But it's just up until now when like this it's reminding me of like Xbox marketing. Which I think is pretty bad. And you don't want that.
Don't say it like that.
Hey, gotta be said. So
hey man, that market has been pretty bad for a while now though.
PlayStation is usually way better at marketing than Xbox. But right at this point right now, like when your showcases are kind of hit or miss.
Mm-hmm.
In delivering what people want and hit or miss or actually having one. Like we gotta have that talk, man. So hopefully the splitting of duties with the CEO works out, and that is what people are hopefully that turns out where Herman Holtz can actually focus in, and he won't need to worry about the hardware, and they got the other guy for that. We get some games soon. Forte.
Yo.
Good show, my good sir. Let everyone know what you got going on for the rest of the week.
Rest of the week. So as soon as this show is over, I am going to talk to Slomo for a second, and then I am going to proceed to take my PC apart, piece by piece, and
brick by brick.
and I may attempt to stay up late enough to boot up a game to see what gloriousness looks like. So we will see. But outside of that,
Well, you
yeah,
gotta. I would not do that late at night because you gotta take out a power supply, put in a new power supply,
it's
then put
another.
in the GPU. If it was just switching your GPU, yeah, go ahead, go for it. But it's just
No, I'm probably just gonna take
I'm not
everything.
reconnecting all that.
No, I'm probably just gonna clean it out today and take the old one out, get all the cables and stuff set up. So all I gotta do is when I get home from work tomorrow, just pop it in and do
You
that.
showing gameplay for Maximilian?
Oh shoot, this must have kept on recording after I did it. Hold on.
Did you fall asleep while you were recording?
I probably did. I wouldn't be
Good grief.
surprised.
Well, if
Dang.
you're on the Twitter side of things, you're watching me play Hyperdrive, which comes out on Xbox in
you
a few
actually?
days. But I got it on PC. It's okay. I'm not It's all right. It's all right. I don't quite like, you guys, I'm kind of a shooter snob. So when it comes to gunplay, things need to be very, very snappy and tight. I think it's not floaty, but I kind of feel like it's a bit clunky on the shooting side of things. I also kind of don't like when you ADS and it doesn't quite really ADS. Like it's like the gun is still almost like you're hip firing.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a lot of bloom on the shooting. So, but it's a cool idea. Like you get to customize your character. You get to customize like your like it's like an action figure, like a GI Joe, and then you get to customize the box that you're in, which is pretty cool. I thought that was
Yeah.
pretty awesome. But it's kind of somewhat basic where you kind of set up a base in like a playroom or something, and you're like fighting off these. I don't know what you want to call them. But they're enemies, and you're building up. They reminded me of like what Fortnite Save the World was. That's what the gameplay is, but it's just less of the base building aspects of Fortnite Save the World. It's okay, but and it's a decent game from like an indie developer who's doing their first game. So I hope it does well, so they can make more and build off of what they made. But it's
Mm.
not quite my cup of tea. But I
Oh,
appreciate the game. I bought it and enjoyed the little time I played with it.
I appreciate that Steam trying to get on my money right now. Cyberpunk's on sale for $29.99, but it's not with the DLC. So boo.
How much is the DLC?
It is 51 with the DLC.
That's worth it. Cyberpunk
Yeah,
was one of the best games come out in the past 5 years. So 51 days, that's worth $50.
with everything.
Phantom
Yeah.
Liberty is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm about to get it. I'm about to buy it now. I have to buy it. I need my eyes to fall out of my head.
Rodman says hypercharge, not hyperdrive slow mo. Okay, hypercharge. My bad.
Ramon, hit us up, man. If you if you didn't buy that Returnal yet, did you ever buy it slow mo
Returnal.
for PC? Returnal?
Yeah, I own it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we got it. I don't.
You don't pay attention to me. I talked about this months ago about how I played it and I got through the first biome like in one run and I was
And then
bragging about
and then you got
how other
slapped.
people took forever to get through the first biome and then I haven't played it since because I was waiting on you so we can co-op because you want to co-op it.
Okay, yeah, well, I'm about to buy that too because it's on sale for $35 right now on Steam.
With that one, you could have played with your previous GPU and it have fantastic ray tracing and all that good stuff. But
Yeah, it doesn't. Listen, everything is better now.
all right, well let me get the channel members real
Yep,
quick
channel members, get
uh,
mines.
and shout out to you guys. Really appreciate. Oh, God, I almost bit my tongue. Appreciate you guys. Shout out to Stardust Acero, Leon Warfield, Dwayne Prestige, Shadow the Ghost, Brian East, Basic Casual Gamer, Kay Asante, Legendary Yobi, Neil S, Texas, your boy Roy, Corey Hale, Donnell Brown, J387, Enrique, Hargi Shani, Ramon Terrell, aka Trevor Birdsong, aka the Hallmark Channel Actor of the Year, Gaming Forte, and that guy Smitty. Appreciate you
Nice.
guys.
Shout out to Mash. Shout out to Brat Basically Arcade Podcast, Texas, Corey Hill, your boy Roy, Donnell Brown, Ramon Terrell, Trevor Birdsong, captain of the Corvettes, and all of those other good things. Hard Get Your Knee, Slow-Mo Backs Left, DJ Oris, That Guy Smitty. Appreciate it once again. DPS podcast next week on my channel. Go have a great time. Make sure you come through and at least come say happy birthday, because your boy about to be. I think I'm.
How old are you about to be? 44, 45, 46,
45,
48,
45,
50,
45.
55.
You about to be 50.
What? How, 7 years from now?
Because you keep adding time to me.
Well, I'm younger than you, so I mean,
but you act like you like 10
I'm younger.
years younger. You're like a year, maybe two.
Younger is younger. So
you're only as young. but guess what? My ankles ain't about to fall off every time I walk.
Stop it. My ankles are fine.
And I ain't always
my knees are fine.
My knees.
And my back is a different story, but my knees and my ankles are just fine. Okay.
And your back is like
my
geriatric.
my back is definitely killing me. Yeah, it's I'll be moving like an old man sometimes, but it's okay.
Do you got a cane, walk around like this, like,
no.
oh my God, these whippersnappers? You be like Kyrie Irving out here as he playing as Uncle Drew.
No, I think when I used to play football back in the day, I specifically remember
somebody split you, didn't they?
Hey, look, pause. First of all, big time there. Okay,
big time pause. You're right. Somebody let you have one, and you never recovered.
Well, I mean, anytime you play football, you always gonna get smacked one good time where you're gonna be I remember that.
I remember mine too. My whole left side of my arm went numb. I was hearing. I heard bells.
I remember going up for a pass, and if I didn't have a helmet on, good grief, who knows what would happen. But I went up for a pass, and when I was on the way down, some guy took out my legs, and I fell on my head.
Oh, damn.
And I thought I was good. And I just got up and went back to the huddle like nothing. And then later on, I think I may have turned out I had a concussion. But I feel like I may have done actual damage to my back, with that falling on your neck like that. But I don't know. It's every now and then I wake up, I'm usually good, and then one day it'll be my back is terrible. I gotta be real. I gotta be very careful in how I do things in that day.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this last one before we get up out of here. So this is, it's happened. This happened. It didn't happen. It happened to my brother. It's probably the worst thing I've ever seen someone get it actually not be hospitalized like how Harlan was for the bear. It wasn't that bad. But I was watching my brother in high school. He went up for he was playing running back, came out on a wheel route, was going up the sideline. The quarterback threw the ball on a dime up the sideline. All I see is my brother tracking the ball, but I see the safety coming over, the free safety. I was like, oh, this about to be bad, because this free safety about to light my brother up. So the ball was just outstretched to the point where he had to reach with, he had to reach, he's on the left sideline. So he's reaching with his left hand to try to catch the ball one hand. So he's opened up his whole midsection, his torso, and everything. Everything was wide open, bro. He went to go reach for the ball and had it in his hand, was about to pull it in. The safety came over and drilled him in the chest. I've never seen nobody get hit this hard. And guess what? My brother popped up. He looked like he was about to fight the dude. He popped up, and as soon as he popped up and started walking towards him, he instantly grabbed his shoulder and was like, yo, what the hell? No, his whole shoulder was dislocated after that.
Yeah, I've dislocated my shoulder too. Yeah, I've had one of those.
The adrenaline was so crazy just watching him pop up. He popped up like it never happened. And half a second later, as he was walking over to the dude, he instantly grabbed his shoulder and hit the ground, bro. It was like a gunshot. I was like, what happened?
Yeah, did not pop. When I dislocated mine, I took a hit and I got driven into the ground, shoulder first, and then the weight of the guy that hit me was a lineman. So like the weight of the
Oh man,
back
you
then,
got hit by
yeah, back then I was like 170 pounds soaking wet, like 6'4", 170 playing receiver. And I went over the middle. The dude went back and instead of rushing, he went back into coverage. Shout out to my quarterback for getting me killed. And then I drove into the ground. Yeah, I caught it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and I held on to it, but I ain't get back up. I knew something wasn't right, but I went. One of the coaches looked at me and was like, "You good?" And I was like, "Yeah." I mean, like when I finally got back up, I was like, "I'm good." I lined up for the next play, and then I tried to raise my left arm to tell the ref I was going to be on the line. You gotta do the check, and I couldn't raise my arm, and I was like, "Oh no." So when the play ran, I didn't do anything. I really just didn't even like. It was a running play, so I was supposed to block my guy, and I just didn't even like. It wasn't coming to my side anyway, and I just like I
so
took
you was
myself
one of
out.
those. You was one of those people that was in a video where they show the play ain't coming to my side, so I'm just gonna run and act like I'm doing something that I don't even touch the person in front of me.
I was injured. That's why I didn't do anything. I was injured.
Says, so he says, so every time Slow-Mo says something crazy, we can blame it on his CTE.
If you want to, I don't say much crazy though. It's more prophetic. Like it sounds crazy now, but then later on you realize, oh, that was real. He was right. He was right all this time.
He was right the whole time.
Slow-Mo Damas. Yes. Anyway, let's get out of here. Appreciate you guys. Hope you guys have enjoyed the rest of your night. We will see you guys next week.
He said, "What are shoulders pads for?"
It's a good question. What are they for?
They ain't to protect your shoulder.
And yeah, enjoy your games. Take care, guys.
Yeah, take care, guys. Go Dallas Cowboys. They gonna be better than the Washington Commanders.
No, well, I mean that's probably true, but still ill.